A new director of the Hong Kong Liaison Office of China's central government has been appointed. Luo Huining, the 65-year-old former party secretary of Shanxi province, made his first media appearance in Hong Kong on Monday morning. So during his less than 5-minute speech, he reaffirmed Beijing's message that the one country, two systems principle is Hong Kong's greatest advantage and believes the city will regain stability and continue to prosper under the principle. Now, Chief Executive of the SAR government, Carrie Lam, welcomes Mr. Luo in a statement on Saturday, saying she had no doubt that he would help promote prosperity and stability in Hong Kong. So is this tactical move in a bid to end the ongoing unrest there? And what difference will Luo's appointment make? Joining me for the discussion from Hong Kong is Lawrence Ma, barrister and chairman of the Hong Kong Legal Exchange Foundation, and here in Beijing studio, Victor Gao, vice president of Center for China and Globalization. And before our discussion, let's take a listen to what Mr. Luo Huining said this morning during his first press conference since the appointment. Listen.
Though I used to work in the Chinese mainland, I'm familiar with the situation in Hong Kong. For me, the new role in the central government's liaison office in Hong Kong is a new mission as well as a new challenge. I will do my work with sincerity and love for Hong Kong. One country, two systems is Hong Kong's biggest advantage. I will continue to lead the central government's liaison office to fulfill our duties.
All right, so why don't we start with Mr. Ma here. What's your takeaway of Mr. Luo's press conference, and how is this short speech being received there in Hong Kong?
Well, I think Mr. Luo was chosen because he has an all-rounder skill and a very seasoned personality. He has a great economic success in rescuing Shanxi province from an ailing economic province into a prospering province. That's the first thing. The second thing, he has tremendous experience in tackling official corruptions back in that province. I think these are the major, we will call it political success that he has in his past political appointment.
But just as he said, Mr. Luo used to work in the Chinese mainland. He has no direct experience in Hong Kong, no foreign affairs expertise. Mr. Gao, why do you think has been chosen for the position? Do you agree with what Mr. Ma just said? I mean, is Beijing hoping that a new face can help bring some new energy, new ideas to the table in the bid to end the nearly 7-month-long unrest?
Well, Mr. Luo's appointment is a very important one. He is the highest-ranking mainland Chinese official ever to be appointed to that position since the handover in 1997. And he has been working as the party secretary in the provinces of Gansu province and Shanxi province. And he has a tremendous amount of experience in running a province. And he's very much trusted by the central government, and I think lots of people who care about the future of Hong Kong now have great expectation for him. And I think the fact that he doesn't have much experience involving Hong Kong or foreign affairs, for example, actually gives him an advantage because he does not have any predetermined views about the situation in Hong Kong. He has the trust of the central government, and he has pledged to work very closely with the Hong Kong SAR government, with Chief Executive Carrie Lam, and he has a very fine line to walk about. Why? Because according to the basic law, the Hong Kong SAR government has the primary responsibility of keeping law and order in Hong Kong, and the central government actually need to stay away from the routine operations of the government affairs in Hong Kong. Only when the Hong Kong SAR government determines that it is no longer capable of maintaining law and order in Hong Kong will the central government, through the procedures and processes outlined in the basic law, decide to step in. So Mr. Luo has a very daunting task and very fine line to walk upon. I think we all have great expectation for him to do an excellent job to make sure that law and order in Hong Kong is restored and prosperity is promoted for the benefit of the people in Hong Kong.
So a daunting task and a fine line. Let's talk more about it. Mr. Ma, Mr. Luo himself also says this is a new mission as well as a new challenge. Talk to us about what kind of challenge might he face there. Will it be difficult for him to reach out widely to social sectors since he had no prior experience there in Hong Kong?
Well, that's correct and true, because he doesn't speak the Cantonese language. He doesn't come from a system of officials that is habitual in dealing with Hong Kong affairs. That is his shortcomings. He doesn't have the language ability to reach out to the Hong Kong people. But having said that, he is not going for an election in Hong Kong. He's not going to be elected as the chief executive in Hong Kong, and he doesn't have to speak directly with the Hong Kong people as such. And Hong Kong people have used to having the head of the liaison office coming from the mainland and not speaking Cantonese at all, and we are used to it. So this, although there are shortcomings, they would not be difficulties or problems for him to handle. I think the most important task for him is to handle the political things that has been entrusted by the central government onto him, because as you understand, the Hong Kong government does not handle much political matters, and many of the political issues are or attempted to be resolved by the liaison office as such.
So let's talk about the role now of the liaison office today. The body was established in 2000. The liaison office reports to China State Council and acts as a communication channel between Beijing and Hong Kong. Mr. Gao, can you tell us specifically what the role of the office is? How important is it now? How could the office help ease tensions, most importantly, and help Hong Kong regain its stability and credibility?
Well, according to the basic law, the one country, two system principle is practiced in Hong Kong since July the 1st, 1997 for 50 years, terminating in 2047. And in this period, the one country is the People's Republic of China, of course, and the two systems refers to the capitalist system in Hong Kong and the socialist system with Chinese characteristics practiced in mainland China. So the central government's liaison office is the ultimate representative of the central government in Hong Kong. It handles lots of issues in Hong Kong. For example, when foreign vessel, a military vessel, wants to dock in Hong Kong for rest and recreation, it is not a decision made by the Hong Kong SAR government. It is a decision made by the central government, for example. And as the chief representative of the central government in Hong Kong, his liaison office, as well as he himself as the chief representative, carry a lot of weight in Hong Kong. I think in the coming weeks and months, he needs to really engage with people of all walks of life in Hong Kong and try to understand how the system in Hong Kong plays out. And in this process, hopefully he will gain the confidence of the people in Hong Kong from all walks of life, who will reinvigorate their trust and confidence in the one country, two system, and try to defend the basic law. And very importantly, when the situation really gets more and more dire in Hong Kong, hopefully it will not, but if it does, then the Hong Kong SAR government need to liaise very closely with the central government through the liaison office to come up with a division of work as to what exactly will be the main responsibility of the Hong Kong SAR government and what the central government can step in to help maintain law and order in Hong Kong. So his job is a very important one, and hopefully he will be the new face of the central government in Hong Kong. He will be welcomed, and people from all walks of life will need to listen to him very carefully, even though he does not seem to speak Cantonese, but Mandarin Chinese should be sufficient for him to do his job in Hong Kong.
Yeah, a lot of people are watching this appointment. This is being covered extensively on global media. He's been labeled as a strawman, an enforcer, but some analysts also saying that this appointment actually reflects a change of strategy by the central government and signals Beijing's intention to restore law and order after nearly 7 months of unrest. Mr. Mao, what do you think of that? What strategy exactly do you think?
Well, actually, I have some personal contact with him in my position as the CPPCC member of the Shanxi province, current member, and we had a conversation. The person, to me, he is a quiet person. He doesn't speak a lot, but he is confident. And he is a man, if you speak to him, he is a man of clear vision and mission. So it would be quite correct, I think, for the central government to actually send him as the new head of the liaison office, because Hong Kong is really needing some new energy as such, to reinvigorate, to revitalize any previous issues that will deserve revisiting by the new head, to determine or examine to see whether there are any shortcomings in the current settings, so as to correct those in any, or to redress those incorrectness, and to put forward a better image of the central government, so as to promote patriotism in Hong Kong, and hopefully for the young people to start to, if they have not, to start to learn about and to study about their home country, the mainland China.
All right, we're going to have to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence Ma from Hong Kong, and Mr. Victor Gao joining us here in Beijing. So that's the edition of The Point. As always, follow us on Facebook, Twitter using the handle The Point with LX. Download the CGTN app to watch our show, or go to YouTube and look for CGTN The Point. Thank you for watching. You've got The Point.